Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. We are now on episode 24 of our 1/350th Refit Enterprise build. So, let's get right to work. The last thing I did is pull this out of here. So I pulled this out and I pulled the wires off of it. I think I was getting my two terminals, whatever side that's on. I think it's this side. Yeah, it's this side. I was thinking my two terminals are, maybe it is this side. Whichever side it was on. It was this side. Because I always cut my terminals in half. So what it was doing is I think it was just crossing the terminals over. And I just pulled the wires out. There's way too much hot glue. They literally just fell out as I was trying to take the hot glue off. So we'll just rewire this. Throw it back in here with some hot glue. And I disconnected all my wires up here. Now I just got to figure out what wire goes to what. I got these three lighting strips are on the main. My thrusters at the four corners, which one's here, and then one's here, and one's there, and then one's there. Those will go together with the mains. My rec deck lighting will go in with the mains. The big lighting strip that's under here, that I think that kicks out right here. I'll have to check. Yeah, it doesn't kick out here. Here's the other end of the terminal. So it must be in here. So it must be these wires here. That must be my big lighting strip. So all that will go into one. They'll be consolidated into a set of wires. Along with two wires, or let's see here. Along with, I need one wire going up to here. Possibly two sets of wires. Actually, one set should do fine. If I have to put in other LEDs up here, I can just connect them to that set. So I need one set of mains, one set that's completely independent of all of this for the strobe light, because none of the rest of this strobes. And then I'll need all my flashers connected together. So that's three sets of wire. And then four and five are for the crystal here. Because I have one set of wire for the warp, and then one set of wire for the amber, the impulse. And then of course the two impulse engines wire into this amber one here, so that when that's lit up, these kick off. I've got my little crystal here. I've finished development on this. Got my little mount here. I'll paint it up light black, put a little Molotov on there, and I've got this one in here right now. I'm testing these out. This is washed. This has got a silver wash on it, or a black wash on it. And I got another one that I got this is a silver wash. Yeah, I think this is a silver wash. You can see all the detail that's in there. I just washed it and then I took it off with a little bit of alcohol. And I got another one over here that's being stubborn. And see, that's got some black wash. I just have to take the highlights off of there, and I'll do that with a little Q-tip and some alcohol. And I was just waiting for this to dry. We'll see what that one looks like. See which one I like better, or neither. I've got a clear one here too, so I'm gonna see which one I like best. See how those fit in there. Oh, well, they do fit in there. I just see how they look when everything's lit up. I'm also going to have to light block the backside of this with a bunch of tulip, because I don't want any light spill into my engines, which I don't think I'll get any light spill, but that blue is pretty intense, so I want to light block this as best as possible. We're already going to have this in place here, but as you can see some of that clear piece. So I think what I'm going to do is, where this isn't, what I'll do is I'll go over the edge of this clear piece with some Molotov pen, and then I'll backfill that with some black on the underside here, because you can kind of see it from the sides here. I don't know if I'll be able to get my pen in there. So basically what I got right here with the tulip, I'll just redo there. And I still have to wire these in, but I'm getting ready to do that. I'm getting ready to tie all this together is what I'm going to do here. And I still need my amber. I still need to remember that amber for my fiber optics for my little lanterns there. And of course that'll go into the mains too. So a lot of this is just figuring out what's going where and consolidating. Boring crap. Boring, tedious wiring crap. So I'm going to get to stop. I'm going to get to working on that, and I'll be back when I got something to show. Well, that was less of a pain in the butt than I thought. Here are our flashers. Right here, and here's our mains. You can see, let me see if I can light those up. The battery is very old and almost dead, but there it goes. You can see our mains lit up. Got even got light in those strips there. Light around our rec deck. Got our 4 thrusters going. Here's one thing. When I test lit these hallways, they were only being lit by the top flash or the top thrusters. I have thrusters on the bottom of this, so that's actually going to add light into these hallways. So I don't think I'm going to put a light strip or do anything here, because we're going to have that extra light. So it's like having 4 2-mils kicking in from the side, and if it's a little bit less bright, and it will be a little bit less bright, that's not a big deal. This is just a walkway anyways. I don't think I'm going to put anything too special in these. But, yeah. So, those are tied together. Those are tied together. We just need to start getting this thing tied together. And for that, I need to get this crystal all situated. Situate the crystal. And when I'm done with that, this will all get tied together. And, again, this is its own set of wires. So, I think I'm gonna actually solder this back together. Or no, you know what? I'm gonna get my crystal sorted. I don't want to kick on the soldering iron and just solder one little thing. I want to solder as much of this as possible. I'm gonna take 2 pretty long wires, because it's going down to the neck, through the neck, out the deflector. So I want to get some long wires for this. I got to get 2 more wires for up here connected to the mains. I need 2 more wires going down to the bottom for my mains, but I think I'll plug that into here and then tie the mains, the main lights for these just into this strand, where I can just put 2 wires. I can just kick 2 wires off of here, and then I'll tie that all in together when I'm ready. That way I can get all the soldering done for this. So I'm going to 2 sets of wires, 1 for the thrusters on the bottom, and any lights. I think it's just thrusters. Yeah, it's just thrusters. And then 2 sets of wires similarly off of this. So 2 sets of wires off of here. 1 for the thrusters and 1 for up on the bridge. And then I'm going to need another one for the this guy here. So that's 3 sets of wires. I'm going to need to connect to this. They're going to be of whatever length. They can be long. I'll just snip them when I need to snip them. I need another set of wires going off this for my bottom flashers, and then 1 to go out down the neck. These just need to go out down the neck. And then I need another set of wires that's just kind of in here for this. Still need to connect this to the mains. So, yeah, this is completely an order of operations thing. So I'm going to get my crystal situated first, then worry about this strip and getting that in there, because then I can get my BC deck on, this deck on, or the rec room on, the officer's lounge on, get that all situated. I don't really need these in place to solder in my amber LED, which was just sitting here. Of course, it just had to float off into nowhere. This little guy, I can just wire this guy up whenever, and that's going into the mains too. Let's set him right there. So yeah, just a lot of thinking and processing here, and not working. I'm gonna get back to work. Here's what we got going on from SDM. This is all the stuff he sent me, and this generic tool holder over here. These are paintbrush holders. We've got taller ones that are the same diameter, and these are nice. These are tiered and angled, so even people with fat, meaty mitts like me can get in there and easily get the paintbrush out of there. So these are going to be for my smaller diameter paintbrushes. I kind of already segregate my paintbrushes in this manner. If you look back there, I got my wider brushes there and my thinner, finer brushes over there. So that's what I'm going to do in here. Also, I don't have a lot of the wider brushes, so there's going to be plenty of room left over here, and I'm going to put my pens, pencils, random tools, probably throw some of my tools from over there, my screwdrivers and the like. And then this thing is for your nippers, pliers, things like that. Even have these in back. These are for longer needle nose pliers, if you have a set with the long old beak on those things. And these have these connectors. This is the floor mounted unit, or the wall mount. Yeah, this is the floor mounted unit. The wall mounted unit looks differently. I wanted the floor one, or well, the bench one. So these guys here, different diameters. You get 28 here, and you get 32 there. Here is your base. All we need to do, CA, super glue these in here. Those are the tiered ones, the tall ones. This yellow one or orange one is for these. I'm gonna put this all together and kind of show off what that looks like. I'll be back in a second. So I've assembled both of the paintbrush holders. I'm going to wait for that glue to completely dry before I start putting anything in them. Now we have our tool holder, which comes with the legs here. And these just have cutouts in them, so you can just slot them in like that, glue them, slot them in, and stand it on up. So I'm gonna assemble this and show you what this looks like all together. And there is everything all together. This hasn't been drying for too long, but I put a bunch of I put super glue along the edge, and then I put some in the middle, fill it in a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna do. It's pretty sturdy. It's not fully dry even, but that's for stuff like, let's see here, I got your nippers here. Those fit in right like that. You can just pull them out. You got a wire cutter here. You even got some clamps. See the little clamps fit? Hey, the little clamps fit. That's kind of handy. There we go. And yeah, they fit in there pretty nice, actually. It feels like they're going to fall through, but they're not, because on the inside, the bottom here is angled inwards, so you can fit stuff like that. Hey, what about a giant pair of pliers? Hey, why not? It's up here. Should go in my toolbox, though. Shouldn't be up here. But yeah, so that fits, actually. Yeah, it'll it'll hold it up. So yeah, that's pretty nice. So that's going to replace this, at least, and maybe some other stuff back there, too. And I'll just have this back there. So I'm going to get some paintbrushes going in these and see what that looks like. Alright, that's what it looks like. So you can even get your bigger brushes in there. And I like the tiered. You can easily identify a brush. You can easily get in here and grab it. Yeah, I need my smallest brush. Well, that's right here. I need my biggest brush. Well, that's right here. Some of these other brushes will not fit just because of the shape of the ends of them. They're too big. I don't even think they'll fit there. But these little guys will fit. They don't fit these, I don't think. Nope, they're just barely won't fit there. We do have this brush. Totally forgot about that brush. There. Oh, I'm going to be anal about this and put it in the back. And I've even got this nice little, this is a sculpting tool that fits nicely in there. I still have 4 left that I got to find things to put in there. But yeah, digging this. Really digging this. Yeah, that's nice. So that's going to replace the old German shot glass, which maybe I should clean. I don't know. So I get that back. I think it's a double shot. But now we have this, and I'm going to get some other stuff together, like some of my pens and pencils, some more of these brushes here, and some other tools I got just hanging out in Tupperware back there. And we're going to see if we can't consolidate them into there. Maybe add a few things more to this, fill this up. So I'm going to be back, see what that looks like. Okay, so this is how I have this set up at the moment. Got a bunch of Sharpies and paint pens back here. Got all my tweezers in here. I've got cutting, got my X-Acto, I've got this, a couple of pencils, all my files here, needle files, my big honkin' file, another file right there. So I was able to consolidate quite a bit of room by getting everything vertical as opposed to horizontal, which I appreciate. I still have some stuff left over there, and all those pens and pencils that don't work. Well, they just don't have the lead. These pencils. But the pens don't work, so I could toss most of this. So yeah, I was able to consolidate some space. Now I just have to reorganize everything, and as you can see, it's a giant mess and I hate it. But at least this will help quite a bit here. Yeah, so very cool. Thanks to SDM for sending these on over for me. I could use like more of everything. Always. I could always use more. These are up on Hobbyworks, and they don't cost an arm and a leg. And I think Rick's even going to print these. So we have printable files and we have digital files. Not too expensive, but very helpful. So yeah, thanks again, Rick. And these are available on Hobbyworks. So I'm going to get back to work on that 3D printer, see if I can't figure out what's going on there, and print some stuff out. So we'll see what goes on with that. I'll be right back. I got my LEDs from Evan Designs. These are chip cool whites. I got 10 of these guys, which I'm going to probably use most of. But what I wanted to use them for is our sensor dome, because the nano ones I have, they're just too small. These guys, the nanos I think are 1 mil across. These guys are 3 mil across. So you get a little 3 mil LED, and they're very bright. What I want to do is mount it to these posts. Mount them to these posts. That'd be very convenient to do, to mount them right there. What I've done here is I've put this in the hull, and I've marked off right there where the hull comes up to. So that's about how far it is inside the hull on this side. Because the hull is a concave shape like this, it's different on the back side than on the front side. So it comes to right about there. Now, on the hull, if we pretend that this is the hull, the thickness of the plastic is about 3 millimeters. So while the top comes to right about there, the bottom comes to pretty much flush with this here. So we need to mount the LED right down here, where I've marked it off right there. You can barely see the pencil line, but right about there. That's where we're going to mount these temporarily. I can talk good. We're going to mount them right there. And the reason I want them back a ways is I don't want them right up against the glass here, or the plastic, the clear plastic. I want them back just a touch. It's about 2.5, 3 mils back. To mount them right there. And then we could do whatever we want with the wires. Swing them around the back side of this once we have this mounted in place. So, what I want to do right now is, I think what I'm going to do, just for expedience, is put a drop of super glue in there. Or not super glue. Don't want to use super glue. I don't want to risk ripping this off of the wires. This is very small soldered connections. You can see those are some tiny, tiny solder connections. And I don't want to tear it free from the LED. So what I think I'm going to do is put a drop of, not super glue. Stop saying super glue, brain. Hot glue. Right in there, and just plunk that down in it. The other thing we're going to do is frost these. You can clearly see the LED through these. Which, I mean, it's on the bottom of the ship. You're not going to be shining any bright lights down there. So maybe they are kind of frosted, but maybe I want to put a little more frosting on the cake. Because, yeah, you can clearly see that LED in there. But, again, there's not going to be any light from above, because it's going to be mounted to the hull. So, lots of testing to do. First thing I'm going to do is heat up the old hot glue gun and put a little dollop on there and shove that in place, not backwards, forwards. These wires are really stiff on the Evan Designs LEDs. The one, I guess, minor nitpick I have about his LEDs is a little bit stiff on the wire, but you kind of want that. Anyways, I'm going to fire up the glue gun and stick this into place. And we'll come back and we'll do some lighting tests, and we're going to put it in the hull and see what it looks like. So I'll be back in a... Alright, so we got that mounted in there, just temped in there. It's a little off center. I'll fix that on the final version. I just want to test this. Let's see. There we go. Hook it up to a 9 volt. You can even see it's off center there. But that is looking pretty good, actually. Let's get this in the hull and we'll see if it fits. Alright, so that is pretty flush with the hull. Well, as flush as this piece gets. You can see there's a little gap that vanishes when I push my thumb down. That's kind of all around this piece. You're really going to have to epoxy and put something heavy on top of this when we go to truly assemble it. This looks like it's standing proud of the hull. It's actually not. It's that stupid shadow that's messing with my head, but let's rig this for lighting and take a look at what it looks like. Alright, you can see that is nice and bright. Just got the desk lamp on here. Let's kick that off. That is beautiful, guys. It's getting a little blown out on camera, but in real life, that is looking nice. It is lighting up that hole perfectly. Now, the battery I have in here is an older 9-volt, so this shall be a little bit brighter once we get it all settled. I can see some minor light leaks, nothing too big. I can push that in and get rid of the light leak pretty much all the way. The light is actually so bright in there that it's kicking light over to one of these side areas. So yeah, once we get this flush to the hull, I think that's going to kill almost all of my light leak there. Have to take a little brush. But yeah, that's looking mighty tasty, guys. So I'm going to work on getting these all officially installed, and then we'll do another light test. I'll show what that looks like. We'll do a light test. Be right back. So I got all the SMDs mounted in here now, and for some reason I was using this dollar store super glue, and it wasn't going off. It wasn't drying. So I thought something wrong with the super glue. So I went to the store, I bought some Loctite, and the same thing happened. It wouldn't dry. I sat there holding the stupid thing for like 10 minutes and it wouldn't even start drying. So I had to take my helping hands here and connect this thing with one hand and hold the wire with the other, set it up in there so it was right where I wanted it to, and then set some glue around it and wait for like 2 hours. It took 2 hours for the Loctite to dry. I don't know what's going on. So that was yesterday, pretty much the whole day. But I got them in there. And they all shine about where they're supposed to shine. So now I'm going to wrangle these wires up. Put this thing in my saucer. Get some schmutz off there. And light it up. So, be right back with that. Alright, this looks like a little bit of a mess here, but I've temped in all of my thrusters and all my blinkies and flashies, so I'm going to do a test here. Here we go. Boom. There goes my thrusters. Let's see, all 4 of them are going. Stay on, please. And here are my flashers. This goes like this. There we go. You can see the one up in front there. Or is that the green one? That's a green one. Green one's going, that one's going. You just saw the red one back there kick off. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run some cable, solder these up, run some cable here that will chase off of these 2 right here, because these are the mains for the top. My blinkers and flashers for the top are right here. So, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab these guys. I'm going to take these 2 wires and I'm going to just solder those in just so I have those wires nice and tidy so that I can start hot gluing this stuff down and getting it kind of flush with the hull. Just all like that. The other thing I want to do is run 2 wires out here. I think that's what these are for. These are actually for that. So I'll connect those into here and we'll just have them sitting right here for this guy right here for our sensor dome. So I think that's the plan here. And then I can get back to work on this, getting all these wires, all the crystal wires, getting this thing sorted. I need to back this up with some hot glue, and then I'm gonna put some Altalv over the hot glue because I'm seeing a little bit of light leak around this edge here of this part, So that's what we're going to do with that. And that, yeah, that doesn't even pop up above the impulse crystal. That's nice and flat now, and will not interfere with our hole over here. So I'm going to get back to work, get the soldering iron heated up, hot glue gun heated up, and we're going to go to town with some wiring. Enjoy. So we have stuff tied in together here. We have all this rat's nest, but all of my little thrusters there are tied into this. I've got my blinky flashes, got these two tied together, I got these two tied together. These two, this is where the lead will be coming off of to go to the upper saucer here. I also have two leads coming off of these main lights. These two right here. Got our two leads. Got one that's going to the upper saucer, and the other that's going to go down to our lights in our planetary sensor, and of course two corresponding ground wires. Now, I haven't cleaned this up yet, and I'm not going to clean this up until I get closer to having to need this. Actually, I really don't need this for a little bit here. That's that. Then there's this. I've got this all situated, and I hot glued this down. I tied our impulse crystal in with our impulse engines. So those go up and off to here somewhere. They're tied in. They're tied in right here, right now. These are our mains. I just put the grounds to the grounds here because they're grounds, and the leads are off right here. So we got our amber, our yellow wire for our amber for our impulse, and then our blue wire that's just hanging out here for right now for the warp. So let's turn that on and see what that looks like. Well, it looks like nothing. And that looks like hot glue. Cobwebs. But, you can see that crystal. That is looking pretty snazzy. I like how that turned out. But we don't have impulse engines. And the reason we don't have impulse engines is because I didn't resistor them. So when I hooked this up to my little 9-volt battery, the first thing I heard was pop, pop. And those LEDs went out. So, yeah. How was your day? Mine was not fun. I said a few choice words, and but not very nice words. But I said them. So I'm going to have to tear this out, and I'm going to have to tear this whole thing. I'm going to have to tear this whole thing out, except for this. Just all of this out. Luckily, hot glue is just, it's persnickety, but if you, come on, man. Well, you can also heat up the hot glue gun and just grab it with like a tweezers. So just put your nozzle, your hot glue gun here, and grab it and start pulling at it if it's like this. Because I thought this was gonna be here forever, but apparently I was very, very wrong, as I am oft wont to do. So yeah, I'm gonna have to tear this out, and that kind of gives me a chance to redo this. I never liked this. It's kind of janky. But yeah, we'll just heck, why not? Have to do it anyways, right, guys? Whee! So yeah, those bulbs will have to be replaced, and such. What I should do while I'm in here, because I just jeepers, broke that off there. That's not good. I didn't want to take that out, but whatever. Maybe I'll just create a mount here, an official mount, like print something out of 3D. Go with one of those. Because let's turn this sucker around here. You can see I just got white plastic against here for diffusion, and then these things are just kind of set in here for a little bit of a what's it called? Reflection. And see, these guys are just in here like this. And what I could do here is I could take all this crap out of here. Why not? And design a 3D part that'll just I'll print it in white. It'll house it'll kick into here, and I'll print it in white. And what it'll do is that white will help your light diffusion, and it'll have a nice official mount that I could put right here instead of a crap ton of crap, for lack of a better term. So maybe that's what we'll do. My part, well, it was in China. Now it's I don't know. It said arriving at destination airport, arriving at destination airport. Well, whatever that means. I don't know how many airports we got going on here, but we got a few. We got a few in the mix. They said I was going to Illinois, so that's just a hop, skip, and a jump to me. Just gotta go through Wisconsin, which, you never really want to do, but, sometimes you have to. Yeah, it's in there. Man, I really wanted that to be in there. Well, we're not gonna fiddly with this. So that's actually what I'm gonna call the video, because this is gonna take a bit of time to rip out of here with everything. I didn't solder my crystal lights into my impulse lights, so it's just a matter of getting. I really don't even have to take this off, guys. I just needed to get these impulse lights out of here, and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, you can see I hot glued the top of this just to this edge, and then I Molotoved around it because of the light leak. There's still a little light leak going on up here. I think I'll just put some tulip on the back side of the 5mm, and we'll be good to go. It's not really a ton of light, and there's really nothing back in this area that's going to affect. I mean, it's so little light that it's not going to ping off any surface and kick into like our rec deck or into our hallway here. So yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Sorry I've been lax in updating. Been a busy summer. I've been over at my parents quite a few times. My dad, they have 11 acres, and my dad's been needing my help out there doing stuff. He's been doing sales and going to sales and buying stuff and then turning around and selling it. Big old yard to mow, fences to fix. So that's what I've been doing. And then this month, my sister's coming in. So I get to spend a week with my nephews and my brother-in-law, and I guess my sister doesn't have to come with, but she probably is. She's always unfortunate. Well, for me. But anyways, I'm kidding. I love my sister. Jeez. She's just so easy to tease. So much fun. Because I'm a jerk. Anyways, this outro is really bad. We're going to keep it, though, because I'm sick of filming this. Anyways, I want to thank all my old subs, all my new subs. You guys are equally rad. And until next time, when we dig into that crap, you all take care. Bye-bye.